In 1533, King Henry VIII of England decided to set himself up as the supreme authority of the Church in his country. This seemed to be another variant of the rejection of papal authority that had been unleashed by Luther in Germany since 1517. To some, including Henry VIII himself, it might have seemed as nothing more than a sudden outburst of rage meant to achieve a very specific goal: to marry a woman whom he had gotten pregnant and had promised to make queen, and then to justify the annulment of his previous marriage.
The step taken by Henry VIII was both novel and crude. Novel because no one before him, not even the emperors of the Eastern Roman Empire, had dared to assume the power of the Pope, having always relied instead on more sophisticated means of manipulation. Crude because, under the guise of maturity and independence from a foreign power, what Henry VIII did, or at least what the laws he imposed claimed to do, was to subject every spiritual aspect of life, no matter how doctrinal, individual, or theoretical, to the decisions of political power.
What has come to be known as the English Reformation, running parallel to Protestantism and clashing with Catholicism in other countries and at home, did not aim to recognize the supremacy of faith or scripture, nor to deny individualism and reaffirm a spiritual authority different from that of the Pope. It was a pure denial of the existence of any spiritual aspect of life in which the civil authority, and specifically one single authority, that of the King of England, could not order and command.
The kings of England unleashed persecutions against those who claimed there was a spiritual realm in which political power did not have the final say. Among those who suffered persecution for this reason, Catholics were counted for nearly 3 centuries in England, but also in Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and in America.
The English Reformation, by its name, seemed to align itself with Protestantism. However, it managed to give the impression of continuity because it claimed to be carrying on what had always been the practice of English Christianity.
Why were many Englishmen convinced that Christianity on their island had, in fact, never depended on foreign influences? And why were there those who chose to die rather than break communion with these foreigners?